if we come on the bench here, these are the gauges. In the kit, they give you this super nifty nylon plastic line for the oil pressure gauge, and I don't know if you saw it in the car, I already have a insulated copper line that I'm going to try and get through the firewall and use that instead. And also, as good as this looks, I already have one in the car. So instead of running this giant thick line, trying to snake that through the car again, I'm gonna see if I can unbolt it here from the sender and see if I can't put the old one in here. And hopefully that'll work well. All right, so here's the car. I actually already have a temperature gauge in there, and I already have an oil pressure gauge up here, but this one's been under the hood. I only put it in here when I tried to get the car running when I first bought it, and it's got some corrosion, and I just want both the gauges to match and be in the same bezel so it looks cleaner in the interior. So that's why I got the AutoMeter gauges. So I guess the first thing we'll do is try and take this gauge out and get this copper line inside the car. Alright, so we got the gauge out. I don't know what size that is because I didn't feel like walking back and forth into the garage to get the right size wrench, so it's adjustable wrench size. And it's just one fitting. So I'm gonna put some tape over this, try it, run it through the firewall and get it inside the car. I did check before, this line on the other gauge is connected directly to the gauge itself, so I am gonna have to take this one out. And with these you have to do the old Indiana Jones swap, because this is a water jacket in the block, and when you take that out, coolant's gonna go everywhere, and if you don't plug it immediately, it's just gonna keep pouring out. So I'm gonna do that. All right, so I got the copper oil pressure line in the car. I think the new gauges are going where the old water temp gauge is. I think it's gonna just make it maybe be a little short. That would be really disappointing because that was kind of annoying to get in there. So next up, we're gonna take the old water temperature sender out and then follow that same hole in there. Now, when you use the side of the block, that's a live water jacket. So what I'm gonna do is take the old one out and use a spare one I have, just so it doesn't leak everywhere, until I get the new one in, and then do this hole a couple times. So we'll get that done, and I'll get back to you when I get that done. I forgot to mention real quick, this is a 5/8 size, usually common size on these water temp senders. All right, sorry, it's getting kind of dark out, because being that it's November, the sun sets at 3 o'clock now. So I had to go into the 2-minute drill a little bit to get this all done, but the gauges are in-ish, and the lights are hooked up, which is nice. And so now all I gotta do is just zip tie all the shit under there, and then we'll start it up and see if they work. All right, so let's give it its first start, and we'll see what it looks like. Make sure nothing's leaking from behind. Looks good. I would call that a job done. Very nice gauges, very nice finish. The lights are nice and bright so you can see them even from all the way back here, and very good. Thanks for watching.